on a sip mode on my living room floor. Play Nintendo with Caesarino. Pick up my phone, say Papa not home. Sex all night, mad head in the mood.
Okay. Get away from here. You don't have the copyrights to the bullshit. 6:56 in the morning. No. 6:56 a.m. because I'm not morning. I don't do the damn morning. It's Tuesday, April 25, 2023. I'm unable to drink coffee right now, so I decided to come to this park. Kind of like, I mean, it's not like I cannot do it, you know. I can still go get the damn bagel all the way there and come back over here. But then I get lazy. And I don't want to come all the way back here. Which, I mean, it can be like a good little walk. But anyway. I just wanted to get out of my house. I have nothing to say. But just in case I turn this thing on. Because sometimes, you know, when you don't think you have anything to say, then you're like okay. No, I mean, still thinking, you know. I mean, not thinking, you know, trying to predict the next trend. How do you say that in English? You know, when like people are playing chess and somebody go like this and all that. The chess pieces. How they say that in English? I don't know. And he got his lights on. I'm curious, you know. I mean, even if I don't predict it, I think I want to get the F out of here. I think I want to get out of here. You know, it's like everything is great, everything is good, everything blah 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 blah. But there's a big but. You know, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. You know, in Venezuela, you know, somebody uploaded a little clip from President Hugo Chavez. I mean, talking about the decline of the empire. And, you know, I mean, he was talking about the... he was talking that he was having a conversation one day with Fidel Castro, and he was telling him about, you know, how the United Slaves had already, you know, abandoned the gold standard, you know, for a long time. And I mean, this was like, I mean, it still is, I guess, for a lot of people. They don't know it. I don't know. But especially back in the day. I mean, the video was from 1995, 96. I think, you know, one of the press conferences, you know, because those who don't have anything to hide, you know, have daily press conferences, and anybody can come, anybody can show up. I see somebody pass by, like, what the hell? I didn't think there was somebody back there. And especially like you talk, you communicate as a president. What's on your mind, what are you trying to do and stuff. So it is like an informed, government, informed decisions. Ever since the Mexican president started. He was always doing press conference, even when he was the mayor of New York City. New York City. Oh my God, the damn bike. Mexico City. The hell? I need a coffee. I need coffee. Coffee. No, I don't need coffee. No, I feel good. The medication, I think it's doing good. I never taken this kind of medication. Like this high potency. But it's something you don't understand, and you don't. Whatever. I'm not even gonna try. So. Yeah, I was like, damn, to think that shit has been like 30 years, more than 30 years, that video. And, what if everybody had listened? What if everybody, had spread the news? Once, because when the United States abandoned the gold standard, it's because, right there, they're telling you, hey, flat broke. And they're gonna say, yes, because they went woke. Like that. That's all. The crackers, they blame everything on bullshit. Not the fact that they are like a genetic abomination, It's a mutation. Evil albinoids without a pineal gland. And they keep charging on. It's like a horror movie, when you see the monster, have been like dismantled. Kind of like the Terminator. I think it's just a little piece of wires and shit, and still going like, that is what Neanderthals are, holding on to, surviving. That's their only drive, their only whatever, it's like we got a chip and it's like survive. We gotta save white skin. We gotta but hey, that's a horrible disease. Melanin deficiency is a horrible illness. Oh no. Look it up in the dictionary. White is everything. It's beauty. It's what else? They I don't know how to say that in English. Everything positive is white or light. It's crazy, how the tablet came defective like that. I got this Halo, and it's like a whitewash, like a whiteout. But anyway, I didn't pay for it. I won it in a raffle. So I'm grateful. To still have it. This is the only gadget I got that allowed me to record, I think, up to 5 hours. Just sit down without it's just that stuff, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. As consumers, as customers, every effing gadget is like half an hour and it cut off. You can only record half an hour. My camera, it's not a professional camera, but like it's not like one of those shitty cameras. Still a nice camera. Half an hour. So it is not my camera. It's not my damn phone. I cannot decide. Shit. If I put a memory card, 300 gigabytes, whatever memory card, and I want to go like, no. Right, the little things that could, stop or at least, hold the catastrophe, what's happening to us. Because if something this simple, nobody was, speaking up. I guess nobody recorded. I don't know. When they first started the networks, the social media, whatever, it was, broadcast yourself. That was their slogan. It was like, YouTube's slogan was broadcast yourself and like whatever, everything, your personal blog and everything, more than welcome. And they're like, and then, you didn't even wasn't paying attention because it was telling you, yeah, broadcast yourself, and you didn't know at the same time it was like stopping you. No, record maximum half an hour videos. Now I hear YouTubers crying because that they are getting demonetized for larger videos, like half an hour. They don't even want half an hour because they see TikTok is setting the tone with 1 minute sound bites, or I don't know how long they are. They seem like always like when they put them on Twitter or something, they're gonna go, what did you say? Like, watch it again, like it's crazy, and I think that's to give the children the notion that they are well informed. Oh yeah, you know it, you know all this shit, like it wouldn't be so bad. It wouldn't be if it was like, okay, just as a refresher. But when you're learning the first time from a sound bite, it's kind of like it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I don't think anything good can come out of that. Like in 18 something, blah blah blah, just blah blah blah. Where are they going? That's the back of the school. How long they've been there? They slept over there. It's 7:09. It's 7:09, so they arrived at 6. I don't know. I look at these things. For what? School don't start until 8, right? What are they doing in the back? Is that the garage? Might be the garage. Let me blow my nose. Hold on. Oh my god. Yeah, if winter don't stop, I'm gonna die. Fuck. It's too cold for me. Shit is too cold. And I saw coming in one of the gentlemen that work in the building. He was all, he's from Montenegro. He's from Montenegro. Oh my god. He was coming with a tray of, 4 coffees. He said, what are you wearing your coat for? It's not cold. It is not cold. We're like, really? Let me be the judge of that. Let me be the judge of that. If it's not cold, it's freezing. He's from Montenegro. that was born in the ice and the, oh my god, ice people. I don't know. But no, we're not supposed to look at our differences. Oh no, you're a racist, right? You're this, you're that. And I mean, those who started with the global warming, and like, meanwhile, Alaska is empty. Canada is empty. And I heard that shit is really cold. It's really cold over there, so why don't they just go there, and leave us alone? Those who we don't, and I keep coming back. I just had another picture of a movie that I saw when I used to live in Mexico. I was like, 30 something years old. And all I remember, I think it was Tom Cruise, something, and it was like a kingdom. They've been living in darkness for centuries and they don't even remember how long. And is that what happened? Yeah. So I think somehow they brought in the sun or the light or whatever they want to call it. And I think that's where the movie started. I think that's when the movie started, and at the end of the movie is like a race because they're gonna make it all dark again. They're gonna make it all dark without the sun, and I'm like, damn, the chemtrails, they're blocking the sunlight. People are getting sick and everything because, and the crops are, the harvests are lousy because there's no sun. And that's all over the planet. I watched this guy, he lived in Greece. He broadcast every day, and I just watched the sky. Chemtrails. In Greece, everybody. So that's not a one world government. Everywhere you can watch videos. You can watch videos from everywhere, and you're gonna see they have chemtrail scratchings. All the graffiti in the sky. It's horrific. So I don't know. It's like I feel like we might be like in the middle of that movie, trying in a race that they're gonna they're talking about, China's gonna make a new sun. I've already made it. I don't know. They actually had a trial. That shit looks stupid. I don't know. I saw the video. It looked really lame, but I don't know. It's like, why they making a sun? Is there something wrong with our sun? And then they spread all these rumors that, the sun, is just dying. And sometimes they tell you, oh, no, it's not going to happen until like 150 billion years from now. Then why are we talking about now? I don't know. I just feel something just being brewing. Something's being brewing. Oh, I'm in the middle of editing a long video to like little sound bites. Yeah, I'm gonna upload it when I come back. I just put another one. It's like this guy went in, and how they hide these videos in Rumble. I don't know. It's like I found it because I was looking for one of their ideologists, the Anglophiles. Unbelievable. Let me see. I can find it here. What is that? Oh my god. I hate those people. There's a lot of YouTubers that sold out. In Mexico too, everywhere. This guy's gonna start like spilling the beans.
In 19
I want to put the speaker.
shown beyond
I got a new speaker and I hate it.
to persuade you.
I went to PC Richards and because I had the 2-year
When Britain fight-
service plan, whatever.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Hannah, and thank you all for coming. I think this
it sounds much lower. Every speaker I buy, it sounds much lower. I'm like walking on the street, I can barely hear it. They took the music away, in New York City. We used to have so much music going on, Let me see if it's gonna go through, or I gotta turn it off, or what is it? It don't look bad, just they changed the design. I like it when the speaker was on top, so I can just put it in my handbag and be listening to my music. And it was nice because it was coming straight to my ear, and I feel like that's the soundtrack of my life. No. Oh no! Wait! I'm gonna erase this one because this is the old one. Yeah, this one we do have one for a new device. Brand new device. And it's water resistant. I mean, like, splashes and shit. And it got a compartment over here that you gotta keep it sealed. Okay. Alright, let me see. Here it came out. Okay, so listen to all the shit he's saying. I don't even know who that is.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Hannah, and thank you all for coming. I think this is one of the most sold-out events that we've had. I don't think there's a single spare seat in the house. And it's a very topical subject, this combination of militarism and miscalculation. We're not here to talk about the origins of the First World War, and we're also not going to talk about who's to blame. We're not going to talk about whether you should have hung the Kaiser or whether the Versailles Treaty laid the foundations of the Second World War.
So, very simply, is that Britain's participation in the First World War was a terrible mistake.
Okay. What happened? Alright, well, listen.
I'm not a pacifist, and I am a patriot. When Britain fights wars, I want us to win. But victory in the First World War came at, frankly, too high a cost. In human life, we lost more than 700,000 men. In broken bodies, no fewer than 41,000 British soldiers returned home without an arm or a leg. In shattered minds, some 65,000 men were given disability pensions for severe shell shock, and that is probably a gross understatement.
They didn't die for England. They died for the elites. Obviously, I mean, like, the peoples was like starving. I mean, especially after the Industrial Revolution, it was like I heard things about England. Shocking.
And there were other deeper costs. We went from being the world's biggest creditors to one of its greatest debtors. Hobbled by inflation and unemployment, we lost forever our position as the world's greatest economic and financial superpower. And in the end, we lost the one thing that our young men were told they were fighting for, our empire. It is no wonder that by the 1930s, when we'd already lost Ireland and were about to lose India, so many people believed that the First World War had been for nothing.
And he said it with a straight face. The empire and India. I was like, don't they have any shame? I mean, like, it's like in their head, it's totally normalized to go in people's houses, you know, private houses, countries, totally sovereign nations. And we just, let's go. And he just said it with a, you know, like, damn, we lost our empire.
Professor Cholmondeley and I are not here to lecture you about the morality of wars, or indeed to talk about who was responsible for this one. Our case is simply this: that once Austria, Serbia, Russia, Germany, and France had taken up arms, we in Britain should have stayed on the sidelines and let them fight it out. Our opponents will try to persuade you that all the suffering, all the sacrifice, was somehow worth it. They will paint a picture of a rapacious Germany stamping across the map of Europe, led by a militaristic madman. And they will claim that we in Britain were leading a moral crusade, fighting for freedom and democracy. Now, Max Hastings and Margaret Macmillan are two of our finest historians, and I admire them enormously. But in this case, I'm sad to say, they are mistaken. Let's start with the Germans. Now, we're going to hear a lot about the Germans tonight, but I urge you to see through the xenophobic cliches and to concentrate on the historical facts. Germany had only come into being in 1871. We often see it as a kind of Victorian Sparta, all peaked helmets and bristling moustaches. But the reality was very different. Take the Kaiser, for example. He wasn't an absolute monarch, and he certainly wasn't a dictator. Yes, Queen Victoria's grandson was a braggart and a bully. But as his most distinguished and up-to-date biographer, the Cambridge professor Christopher Clark, has shown beyond question,
He just dropped that bomb like that. Yeah, it's like Queen Victoria's. They're all the same mafia, you know, and wow. I mean, because they're German.
Never really wanted war. He wasn't an absolute monarch, and he certainly wasn't a dictator. Yes, Queen Victoria's grandson was a braggart and a bully. But as his most distinguished and up-to-date biographer, the Cambridge professor Christopher Clark, has shown beyond question, the Kaiser never really wanted war. Wilhelm II always believed that the quarrel between Austria and Serbia would be a purely local affair. And when it looked as if the Russians would intervene, he tried to pull the Austrians back from the brink of all-out invasion. Wilhelm liked to moan and groan about his British and Russian cousins, but when he heard that Britain had declared war, he was devastated. To think that George and Nicky should have played me false, he famously said. If my grandmother had been alive, she would never have allowed it. Our opponents will tell you that German militarism was a deadly threat, not just to Britain, but to European civilization. But you know what? In 1914, the German army boasted 761,000 men, well behind the French, 827,000, and the Russians, 1.4 million. Do you know?
Well, I mean, it's this is something that I keep coming to, you know, because you know, ever since Trump came to whatever, to be trending as he was campaigning for office, and you know, just like all you gotta tell the whites is like we're gonna get you know, the power. We're gonna get all the power, and we're gonna be, talking about the whites, segregated. So you will never have to see a black or brown face in your residential neighborhoods. You will have all the wealth again. You will have, everything again, all the land and everything. And that, I have noticed that it's just like a formula that never. And they don't say it like that. I mean, it's like code word, right? It's like kind of like law and order, and all those terms, like dog whistle speeches. So spare me. Effing spare me, like they was willing to risk it all. Look at Ukraine, I crane, we all crane for Ukraine, right? They literally, they made their bed, invoking the devil every day, and all the stuff that we know Russia is against, Satanism and all this stuff. I mean, ain't that how it got started? When they got expelled, the Khazars, and they're still, their ass is still sore, from being expelled, like especially the baby sacrifices and stuff. And they ended up over here. You see, we hear the stories that how the pilgrims, they were escaping persecution, right? And nobody like pay attention to that really. I mean, was it like satanic war and stuff? And apparently, they was over here like, having a ball or two. I don't know. And they got infiltrated and stuff, and it's the same thing. It became the same. They did another England in over here. But that's not to say that oh my God, there's innocent parts. No, because there was all, I feel like people was holding on to religion, because that was the only thing that, it's like a code word too. Religion is a code word, they are, yeah, we are Protestants and whatever. Is like, yeah, and I mean, like, and by getting that Protestant churches, whatever they call it, I don't know, I don't even know what that means. Moniker, whatever, I don't know that. A lot of people jump in to be sacrificed too, because as we have seen, if there's something that we know now, is that they do not allow other religions to stray away from, because it's money. It's like big pharma. It's not gonna allow you to just I mean, you can start. I mean, like, look at homeopathy. Homeopathy was the most amazing thing, especially in the United States right here, how people was getting a sense of reality and stuff, because homeopathy is amazing. So shit, they burned the schools, they suicided the teachers, they like persecution. It's like effing persecution, like the other day I called Wilner's chemist and said, oh, you need a prescription for that one. I'm like, the F out of here. So I went and turned around and I got it from India. Right? So I guess I told you my business already. Okay, so I went and got it from India. I mean, it took like 3 weeks. to arrive, or a month, more like a month. Well, actually, I arrived early because it was estimated to arrive next week. And the greatest thing of it all, it was like it arrived regular postal service. So, you have to worry about, like, I don't know, it's like, and then when I go to the cage where they put all the packages, it's like I don't have my glasses, so it's like I can never find my damn packages. If it wasn't because last night it was this nosy lady, she was like, "You got a package right here?" It's like, really? It's like, it was a tube of sunblock. I mean, it's like 30 SPF. It's supposed to be plant-based from Australia. I don't give a damn. It's just like, it smelled like coconut. So I love coconut smell, It just goes to my childhood, my favorite memories from my childhood, When the first time they took me to Acapulco and just arriving there, just like, I was like, oof. It was so beautiful. And you get out of the car and you get like a big hug, from humidity, hot humidity, it's like, wow, it's so warm, I've never felt that. I was like 10 years old. I must have been like 10 years old. And it was like, for me, that's like paradise. And then we stayed in a bungalow. So, I don't know, it's just like, and also because they allow us to do whatever, like we will go to the stores, we will be wandering around, because that was before Obama's Operation Fast and Furious. That was way before, when Mexico used to be just a paradise. You see, everything that crackers touch is like they got stomach hands. They got stomach hands, that's what we call it in Mexico. Because everything they touch, it turn it into shit. Everything. And then blaming everybody else and sobbing like, oh my God, we didn't. Come on, be honest and say, shit, we risk it all, because with the hopes of like becoming a superpower, and that will translate into getting everybody else to serve us again. That's what Trump was, make America great again, right? And every time he got confronted, every time anybody got confronted, I mean, there was a lot of other crackers running for office too, governors, Congress, and they got confronted by African Americans, and they said, yeah, sure. When we got slaves, everything worked, everything was in order, everybody, I mean, like, oh my God, this is like, and their corporate media was like looking the other way. I was like, wow. It's like, everything, I already knew it, because my teacher is Malcolm X. So he had already been telling me that and everybody, crack is whack. Whitney Houston said it, crack is whack. But you gotta spell crack with the 3 K's. No C, 3 K's. Crack is whack. I know that for a fact. Once we know that, then we can move, we can do things. As we're gonna start, like, getting sidetracked, bamboozled by this whiteness, like, well, this and that, And what they're really saying is that not all whites. That's how they get to do so much harm. Because people believe, like, not all whites. No, generalizations are wrong. They're always wrong generalizations. Really? So I can sit down and I tell you, every white family, they know what they're doing. They are financing the institutions that's gonna maintain their privilege. And they know that from childhood. From childhood, it's like, they teach them, the Monroe Doctrine, everything that, You know, everybody else is here just to cater to us. And I have heard, you know, children, and not just what they say, you know, how they say it. Supremacism, right?
How many wars Germany had fought by 1914? One, in Southwest Africa. In the same period, Britain had fought in the Gold Coast, and in the Zulu War, and in Egypt, and in the Sudan, and in 2 Boer Wars, where we'd invented the concentration camp. So if an outside observer had been asked to pick out the battle-crazed imperialists, somehow I don't think he'd have picked the Germans. After all, the Kaiser's Germany had the biggest socialist party in Europe, its strongest trade unions, and its most developed welfare state. In 1900, 22% of German men were entitled to vote, and in Britain, 18%. So it's a very strange claim that we were fighting for democracy against a country that was actually more democratic than we were.
So, but when we tell you about our ancestors, you know, it's like, oh no, that's not true. That's a lie. Everything is a lie. We have the most amazing system right here in the Anáhuac before the Europeans invaded. But people, they still regurgitating, like, you know, savages, cannibals, human sacrifices, everything they are. Everything they are. You know, like Victoria Nuland would say, that's a classic Neanderthal technique. I remember when she say accuse Russia. Oh, that's a classic Russian technique to accuse others of what they're doing. When she was talking of the chemical weapon labs, you know, in Ukraine, and they were telling everybody, it's like, oh my God, Russia's gonna get a hold of Ukraine's, you know, bio labs, and it's gonna be like Russia need anything from Ukraine? Okay, all right. I mean, it's not, it wouldn't hurt, you know, to get their land back, you know. I mean, but it's not like that. I mean, I remember that so vividly, you know, how there was like fear mongering. It's like, and people was like, oh my God, Russia's gonna get, you know, Ukraine. It's like, and you tell, you know, well, according to the crackers, Ukraine is the poorest country. They are the most, like, whatever, you know, and they don't have shit, basically. So, again, you know, everything that there is like, it's not theirs. All the biochemical labs was not theirs. It was all, we know, Hunter Biden, Burisma, and his dad, and all. Anyway, you know the whole thing. So, I mean, and this is fresh. This was last year. This is all last year. You know, and they are already, like, you know, they are the ones that the cancel culture, Neanderthals. Even when it was last year, I mean, immediately, right after some shit happened, you know, I mean, they always write the first draft, right? Because they know the power. That's the journalism 101, you know. You know, be the first one to write the first draft of history, because that's the one that people are gonna run off with. We cannot even stop that. We're pathetic.
And when you look closely at our allies, the idea of the First World War as a moral crusade evaporates completely. First, there was France, proportionately the most militaristic country in Europe, bitter, brooding, itching for a rematch with the Germans after the debacle of 1870. Then Russia. Let's take a moment to ask ourselves, how on earth could we have been fighting a crusade for freedom and democracy, shoulder to shoulder with Tsarist Russia, then one of the most violent, reactionary and repressive regimes on the planet?
That's not what they're telling us, right? They say the SARS was like they was like, you know, Saint Nick. They're like, oh my God, there was the farmers, the peasants wasn't really struggling. You know, there was like, it was having a great time. You know, the Bolsheviks and everything, like anybody could have taken advantage. When you have such a volatile situation, when you have people oppressed so much that they got nothing to lose but their chains, what do you think is going to happen? Anybody can come in and take advantage, especially, you know, families like the Rothschilds. Rothschild, never meant to be Rothschild.
You know, Mr. Chairman, when British newspapers needed pictures to accompany their grossly embellished stories of German crimes in Belgium, they used photos of anti-Semitic pogroms carried out by the Russian government. That, I think, rather says it all. Then there was plucky little Serbia, a country that had launched 2 wars of conquest in the Balkans in 1912 and 1913, a country whose nationalist paramilitaries had raped and murdered their way across Albania and Macedonia, a country that had been sponsoring terrorist atrocities for years.
Oops. And gave us Marina Abramovich, you know, the daughter of Aleister Crowley. I mean, not biological daughter, but, you know, definitely, you know, she sees herself as a high priestess of Thelema, right?
And finally, brave little Belgium, the country that had killed 10 million people in the Congo. Is it really 10 minutes?
What was that,
11.
laughter?
11.
Was that laughter?
I shall wrap up. Mr. Chairman, in a few moments, Max and Margaret will paint you an elegant, entertaining, and alas, largely fictional portrait of an alternative Europe if we had stayed out and let the Germans win. Of course, we can't know exactly what would have happened if we had stayed on the sidelines, but we do know what would have happened, Mr. Chairman, when we went in. Ypres, Passchendaele, the Somme, the Russian Revolution, the rise of Stalin, Hitler, and the Holocaust. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we got by going in. So I'll leave you with this simple question. Do you really think that any alternative could really have been worse?
So, you see, I mean, like, so he is defending the Tsars of Russia, or Tartaria, whatever, you know. So he's defending him at the end. I'm very confused. He called the Tsars, you know, the bloodiest, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, he is like, oh, you know, Lenin was like, what do you think it is? I mean, how do you think liberation, I mean, how whites see liberation come about? Is it like a magic wand or something? And no, it's extremely messy. Extremely messy because, you know, I mean, like I say, like I just told you, anybody can take advantage of people who got nothing to lose. And that's what's happening right now. Oh, that was it. It's gonna be another one. Yeah, I'm gonna upload another one. They have, first they start with a little silent movie. It was really good. So I'm gonna change the music. I don't like that music, so so I'm gonna upload it. It's only like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. And then there's gonna be the other soundbite. I mean, like, this kind of the soundbite's okay, you know. I like it when they spill the beans like that. Let's see what Cristoforo talked about today. Yeah, and I uploaded on Rumble the video from Metropolis. You know, they I don't know, somebody just made it like a musical, you know, like they put like techno. I changed the music too. I'm like, I don't know. And I know it's somewhere over there on VHS. I can watch it, the Metropolis. But that scene with all those children and the whole city, it seemed like they arrived to a town or a city or a kingdom, and everybody's like terrified of these children. And then that bitch, well, she don't talk because it's a silent film, right? But they put like, these are your brothers. And they're like what? I mean, it's like hundreds of them are their brothers. Literal brothers. But he haven't uploaded shit yet. He fell asleep. Yeah, because they got a weird schedule over there in Greece. Sometimes, he upload one in the morning, but most likely it's gonna be in the afternoon. I mean, he got the whatever, or somebody edit his videos, whoever do. It's really good. Whoever edit his videos, because I mean, he's walking in the street and stuff, but he's not live streaming. He's just recording. Oh my God, he haven't uploaded a video in a while, I don't know. It's like, why they laugh when they told him, 10 million. The Belgium had killed 10 million Africans. And like they laughed. You heard it. They heard the laughter. Anyway, he haven't uploaded a video in a while, and I gotta blow my nose again. Oh wow, no video still. Still no video. Anyway, let me blow my nose. Yeah, he's still uploading videos. I just didn't see it. Yeah, he's doing only one per day now. He's doing one per day, even when I'm sure the money is pretty good. He only do one video. Well, he shared another channel with this other guy. No. I'm gonna listen to Jupiter in Taurus and how it will affect Aries.
It will move into Taurus on May the 16th into your second house. The second house rules over money, finances, what you own, your material possessions, resources, and also how you feel about yourself, your self-worth.
That's the hard part, to remember which house, what it is for. I'm like, I don't know. That's why, I think she's good, but she needs to buy a mic. She's like always got the worst sound.
So with Jupiter moving into your second house, this reveals where your energy is at, where you are feeling very optimistic and hopeful, where you want to expand and grow. And you're also feeling very positive about this area of life. So with Jupiter in your second house, you may do something that will bring you a new source of income that will help you expand in this area of life. You may start something new, or a door may magically just open up, because Jupiter is the planet that can also bring you blessings and opportunities. So something miraculously or magically, like the stars align, and that's Jupiter, and this opportunity, this possibility occurs, manifests in your life, which brings you more money into your life, that brings you a new source of income, or that expands your finances or what you own, or makes you...
Shit, I just got it. I'm so stupid. I think there's 12 houses. This 12 zodiac signs. This would say the second house. Okay, I think I got it. The second house is Taurus. Yeah, Taurus is all about, security and stability, boring shit. I don't know. I don't. I take that back. They're great. They are great men, the Taurus. You will never have to worry, about starving or being homeless and shit. They're like, at least that, Even my father, you know, he was in his epileptic whatever, you know. He never got any seizures. You know, I never saw him any seizures because they say his seizures was more for like youth, childhood and youth, and according to what we heard, you know, some people they do get the seizures late in life, and some of them, you know, anyway. So, and I mean the hooch, I think that was the worst part, and the gambling and stuff. But at least we always had a roof over our head, right? Shit, you know. You cannot beat that.
Good about yourself, where you feel secure and stable. Now, during this time,
I got it.
with Jupiter in your second house, you may feel so optimistic that you actually want to spend a lot as well, because Jupiter is a very larger than life type of energy. So you may feel like you really want to spoil yourself, especially when Jupiter is in Taurus. Like you may.
Why don't they just call it by, you know, Taurus house, the Aries house, you know, the whatever, Gemini house? That would be a lot easier. All this time I was like intimidated. I was just like, you gotta learn all these houses, and I'm not sure, but I think I got it. I think that's what it is, right? I never heard nobody saying that, but right now it's like, damn, after, you know, we are the first one. We say Aries, and then Taurus number 2.
Like you just want to enjoy luxury, and you just want to spend a lot.
Yeah, this bitch is bought and paid for, I swear, you know. Anyway, but at least she tell you, you know, about, you know, planetary positions and stuff, you know. I mean, I consider her to be one of the very few astrologers. I just found her. I don't even know her name, but I see that she studied or whatever, because oh my god, they go like with a card, and they are reading from the back of the card. It's like, you know, yeah, this card, you know, oh shit, it's fucked up, you know, like I don't know. I mean, I will kind of like get it if they was actually meditating before, but you can tell there was just, you know, whatever, doing whatever, and they just grab the camera and they're like, okay, here, these are your cards, whatever.
And by all means, spoil yourself. However, Jupiter overdoes everything. So you just got to be mindful that you are spending consciously, because when Jupiter moves out of your second house, if you make like a big purchase, you may look back and be like, hang on a minute, I was just feeling larger than life at that time, but I don't really want this anymore. So just be careful about that. Like during this time, you want a lot, and when Jupiter moves out of your second house, you may feel a little different. So when you do spend, be very conscious and mindful of, do you want this for the long term, or are you just feeling very exuberant in the moment? So that's something to watch out for. But when it comes to money, finances, resources, and how you feel about yourself, this is the area that you will be growing in.
All right, let's listen.
An official message from Medicare. Turning 60.
Let's listen to the horoscope for the president of Mexico, President AMLO. Are we past yet? Oh my God, the commercials. And they think I'm actually gonna listen to their commercials after they've stolen so many videos and my channels. And, oh my God. I'm like, return my channels and then I'll watch your damn commercials. Yeah, I mean, and I mean, it's like they don't care, you know, but it's like just so many already, you know, like what they call content creators. There's so many, like, you know, we're just waiting to become just like MySpace, right? Let's see what it says.
And when it enters your sign, Taurus rising, let's take a look at how Jupiter moving into your sign is going to impact you. It will move into your sign on May the 16th. Now this is huge.
Scorpio. What happened? Silent.
Hi Scorpio rising. Let's take a look at how Jupiter moving into Taurus is going to impact you Jupiter will move into Taurus on May the 16th, entering your 7th house of marriage, relationships, one-to-one partnerships, and also the house that rules over your reflection. It's the house of the spiritual mirror. Now, this area of life is already going through a huge shakeup. You have Uranus in Taurus in your 7th house, and also you've been impacted so much by the eclipses. So a lot of you guys are going through a huge change. You perhaps have even experienced that change in the past couple of years. You're going through it right now, or it's bound to come at some point in the next couple of years, as long as Uranus is in Taurus. A lot of you guys are having to leave your old life, old relationships, and start this new chapter. And with Jupiter moving into Taurus, for some of you guys, this can bring expansion, growth, and blessings when it comes to relationships. Like if there was someone you had to let go of, well, Jupiter's like, okay, when one door closes, another door opens. Because Jupiter does open doors for you. It does open possibilities and opportunities, and it brings blessings and expansion. And with Jupiter in your 7th house, this also shows where you want to grow, where you want to expand, and where you are feeling hopeful. Even if you have been going through some deep, traumatic experiences when it comes to relationships and other people, there's still this hope within you. Like Jupiter is helping you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And this could be a time,
I don't know,
depending on, of course, your chart and what else is going on in your life, where you do meet somebody new. Whether that's...
No, he will never meet nobody new. He's ours forever. Well, at least, you know, she didn't say anything ominous. I gotta go because I didn't go number 2. So now I think it's about to manifest itself. I don't know. Because when nature calls, I gotta go. And I'm freezing. I am freezing. Shit, I was gonna put the boots on. I might come out again. I might come back out again. But yeah, I mean the question is like, you're gonna stay unrepentant until you know you destroy the whole planet, because that's what viruses do, you know. The virus end up destroying the hostess, end up destroying the host. I mean, that's how backwards this whiteness is, you know. And we got to, and they don't see themselves how it's like they're just manipulated, like, you know, the Anglophiles. They should all be like, remember as traders, remember as, you know, in England, you know, in Europe, you know, Cecil Rhodes, Robert Malthus, all these crazy ass, you know, that, you know, they got a dream, you know, and that's all it is. It's just a dream. It is just a dream. I mean, like, if they wasn't able to achieve, you know, what they wanted, when there was no social media, there was no internet, there was none of that. So if they wasn't able to, then you think like they should have some logic and see like, hey, you know, this shit's never gonna happen. World domination can never happen. It's just like, but their ego, their delusions of grandeur, all that stuff is just like, they keep on going on. Look at East Palestine. East Palestine, you know, why privilege denied? They don't even got drinking water. Of course they don't give a damn because they got a lot of money, you know, like shit, you know, like they buy, you know, the whole pipes, you know, the pipes, no, they don't, we call them pipes in Mexico. You know, the big trailers that they got like a pipe, like, you know, silver, and they carry water or whatever. So they just, you know, they clean up their whole water system, and they get actually spring water, you know. It's like, so don't cry for them, you know, because they're very, very resourceful, because they got slavery money. You know, they got us like 300, at least 350 years of advantage. And that's what they don't see, even from the poor whites. You know, the poor whites are like, you know, they still have to compete with the ones that keep, you know, getting this intergenerational wealth. You know, it's like starting a race, you know, but let's say if it's a race from Chicago to New York City, you know, so, I mean, poor people, we're starting in Seattle, and the crackers, they start in Chicago. And like, come on, guys, you know, you can win, you can win this race. It's like, how, when we don't have, I can't believe what he's wearing. He's supposed to be straight. Oh my God, these crackers are crazy. And he's with the boogie. He's like, he got I guess it's a baby, it might be a dog. And like, he's supposed to be straight. And I'm like, wow. I lost my train of thought. I was like, unbelievable. It's like, he's like, well, I'm working out. You know, cruising for bruising, and you know, I'm taking my child to, you know, to the park. Anyway, I'm frozen. And it's just the people that they think that they want to make us think that they're looking for solutions, especially the YouTubers, you know. They're like, oh, you know, what's the solution? What's the solution to face reality? White is not a race, it's a disease. And look it up. Melanin deficiency, how deadly it is. I mean, look at why you guys think you are negative growth? Why you think you're negative growth? Because you don't have melanin. And without melanin, I mean, even at least internal melanin, you know, that's when, you know, but I mean, all this inbreeding also left them in a very precarious, and they know they fucked up. They got so many like inbreds that, you know, and they still pushing for whiteness and still pushing, like, you know. I don't know, interesting developments. But I didn't even say, you know, I think like, you know, the coin is like in the air. The coin is in the air, but even if it's tails or whatever, it's not gonna be a solution. It's not gonna be a solution. It's gonna be more stalling, you know, printing paper. That's what I think. We have a beautiful day. It's just that my feet are frozen. Yeah, this is why they were starting to come. But they all looked like a lot of whites. It's like very, very well dressed. I was like, but this is a public school. It's like a public grade school. I don't know. I mean, it didn't match. It's like I didn't know. It's like, and look at the cars. Let me show you the cars. Somebody was posted a film, you know, like I feel like a soundbite. You know, somebody posted a soundbite and saying, you know, why politicians are wealthier. They got more money than the boss, you know. Oh, look at the tulips. But you know, that come from you know, the so-called royalty. Nice cars. This is enraging because, you know, when you talk to a child and you see they have no education, they got no education, they can't even spell, they can't, you know, nothing. And like to see them, like, you know, they all arrive, you know, some of them, there was like, I noticed, like, because I look in the video, like they was walking like very snobbish, as if they was working for some corporation or something. I don't know. Yeah, look at this beauty. This is all 2 weeks. 2 weeks and then that's the blooming time. The early bloomers. Look at what I'm wearing. Look at what I'm wearing. I didn't want to wear boots. Tired of boots and leggings, coats. Wow, this is the best sky I have seen in a while. I can still see there's chemtrails. These are not clouds.